This might be a little ASMR because it's way later at night than I wanted to do this and my family's asleep. So, anyways, this is just something I want to try out, where I kind of recap the month at the end of the month or first of every month. Kind of inspired by this sticker sheet I got with my Pusheen calendar this year. Like every month has like a little cat, and I thought I could just be like, okay, it's time for this month's cat, and here's all the shit I did this month. So anyways, this month's cat is this little super chill little guy. He's got his cup of coffee, tea, whatever you want. And I was gonna get my own cup of tea, but it's kind of late right now and I don't want to be up pissing every 3 seconds. Guess I'll start out by going over like the movies and stuff I watched this year. So at the very 1st of January, I decided to kick stuff off by watching District 9 with my dad, and I really liked it. I would definitely recommend it. It has like really good CGI stuff for the time it was made, which is pretty impressive. I think it might have been a mix of CGI and like people in costumes, but I'm not sure. I watched The Favorite, which I thought was really cool. There's like a, it's a weird movie, but it's really fun, and the production design's pretty. It's funny, the costume design's cool, and it's gay. There's lesbians. What more do I have to say? Then I watched Train to Busan, which was also really cool. It's a, I think, Korean zombie movie, and I don't usually like my zombie movies to almost make me fucking cry, but that sure is what happened with this one. I don't know what Korean zombie flicks are up to, but they have really good special effects and they have really emotional plot lines. I went to see Vice, which I'll sum it up really quick, saying it's alright. I can't really point out whether it's accurate or not, but all I know is it was a pretty well-made movie. I mean, I like the way it was made, personally. But, thing is, Dick Cheney nearly sent me to the hospital because while I was in the movie, I started having a massive panic attack. My heart was, like, literally pounding like that, and I thought I was actually going to die, but really it was because I drank a giant fucking icy while I was low on blood. So it just wasn't a real fun time. Saw The Upside, which I didn't want to see at first because, the whole Kevin Hart thing, and I'm iffy on it, but anyone can say what they will about Kevin Hart, but he's a pretty good actor and he did a really good job in this one. I actually really liked the movie. I think it's pretty nice. I watched Cam, which is really not as good as they say it is. I cannot tell you why it has a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes. It makes absolutely no sense and I hate it. But I don't hate Cam the movie. Like, it's alright. It's kind of subpar acting, the story's a little bit but it has an interesting premise and the production design's really pretty to look at, so I mean, it's got that going for it. Saw If Beale Street Could Talk, which was really bleak, but really good and really nice at the same time. Like, it's a good movie. It's really nice. I watched Hereditary, which I was kind of scared to watch because I don't usually do well with supernatural horror movies, but I think I'm kind of getting better at it because Hereditary wasn't really all that scary. It was just weird, but I did like it. I really liked the sister's death. I thought that was well done. It was really gruesome and fucked up, and it really just fucks up the whole tone of the movie, and I think that was really well done, and the little actress did a really nice job. Then I watched Apostle, which is kind of weird. It's a Netflix original, kind of like a olden days religious drama horror type thing. I don't know, there's plant people, it's kind of cool. Watch it. Watched Unsane, which was really cool. It's like a little bit too real horror movie. It's infuriating, and it's really well done, and the fact that it's filmed on an iPhone just makes it all the more interesting and kind of impressive. Like, there's some parts where you can kind of tell that it's done on a phone, but then at some parts it's like, this just looks like any other professionally made movie. It's really cool, and it's delivered really well, and it's good. It's intense. I like it. I watched something called The Ash Lad and the Mountain King something or other. I don't know. It had a long title, but it's I think it's a Swedish film on Amazon Prime that's very poorly dubbed over English. Like, it's straight up a comedy, and the effects are alright, and the production design's cool. And I'd give it a watch, worth your time. Just yesterday I saw The Kid Who Would Be King, which I thought was really cute and cool. I like that it didn't end where I thought it would. Like, there's like a thing where they go to the place and they do the thing, and then you think, oh, is the movie over? But no, it's not. It goes on for like another 30 minutes. And it kind of felt like it dragged on a little bit towards the end, but it wasn't too bad, and I liked it. It's just a cute kids movie that's worth the time, if you want to. And amidst all this, I watched the UnbreakableSplitGlass saga, because Glass was coming out, and I was like, I'm interested. I really liked Unbreakable a lot. It's really cool. It feels very much like someone just taking the real world and inserting a fantasy element into it. It's so hard to explain. That's kind of like the super dumbed down version. It feels like putting fantasy elements into the real world, and it blends really interestingly. And I think, my memory's fading now, but I think it had something to do with the soundtrack that made everything just feel a little off. Like, it's the real world, but things just seem fantasy enough to make it seem like something's not quite like it is here. You know? And I already knew a lot about Split before watching it, but I actually did really like it. It does kind of bother me, the whole using a mental illness as like the villain in the movie and stuff, and I really don't think that they portrayed it all that accurately, but at the same time, it's like, it's a fictional version of a disease, and I can understand that, but I think it probably would be like a good idea to put like one of those warning cards at the beginning, like, this is a real disease, but this is a fake portrayal of it. Don't take anything too seriously. Like, that probably would have been a good thing to put up there, but whatever. Split was good. And I actually really liked Glass. It had a lot of the same elements that I liked about Unbreakable with the fantasy reality thing. I really like some of the set design and some of the costume design. It just gives like this, like, again, a little fantasy sort of off element to like a real world setting. Like, I saw a critical mention how there was like pictures and stuff in like the ward for Mr. Glass, and like, no ward in real life would have pictures for the inmates, but I think that's kind of the thing, like, okay, those shouldn't be there, something's off here, like, just something's a little weird about the whole thing. And I really like that. It's really neat, and the ending made me almost cry. So there's that. YEET. Then I guess I can talk about the little bit of TV I've been watching. My friend convinced me to watch Transformers Prime. It's on Netflix right now, and it's alright. I'm a little slow on it because I've never been that attracted to that animation style and whatnot, but, it's nice. It's a nice time killer, and the characters are kind of fun, so yeah. And then I've been watching Young Justice Season 3, which I really love. I think it's great, and I've been, since episode 1 of Season 3, I've been sitting around waiting for them to bring Icicle Jr. back, because he's literally my favorite character in the whole thing, and he has a grand total of 15 minutes of screen time in the first 2 seasons, and I waited the 13 episodes for him to show up, and when he showed up, I lost my absolute shit. I was at my friend's house doing the sleepover, and I had like turned on the episode and was just like screaming at this fucking fictional character to my friend, and as it turns out, she was recording me for about 6 minutes without me knowing, so it's like, there's now an 11-minute video out there of me in my rawest emotional state. And yes, it's on YouTube, and yes, I will give you the link if you want to. Hit me up on Instagram or whatever, I'll put some links in the description. As far as books go, I've been reading this, by Lynn Weingarten. It's, I was attracted to it because it seemed like, one of those really dumb, overdramatic teen dramas, which I live for. But, it gets a little more interesting as time goes on, and I think it's actually kind of good. I don't really like the 2 main characters all that much. Like, they just seem like someone a little out of touch trying to write children, you know, like just a little bit like that, but not enough to make me want to die throughout the whole book. So, like, yeah, I mean, I'd recommend it if you're into, like, teen dramas and dark dramas, you know, whatever have you. As far as the rest of the month's been going, school started back up, and I've been doing that. It's kind of really easy for me to get stressed because I grew up a homeschooler, like, having almost pretty much no workload or anything, so I'm very easily overwhelmed in that regard. And I've been trying to patch up to how terrible I am at math homework, and it's, you know, that's a lot too, and I've been keeping my job. It's sort of just a lot, you know, but like, hey, I'm still here. She's breathing. Let's just get really deep for a second. I really need a therapist. Hi, I need a therapist. I haven't been to an actual therapist in like 3 months because the last one I went to wasn't really working out for me. So we're trying to set something up with a new one. So hopefully I'll have that as an outlet soon.
Okay, hi again. One thing I forgot to do when I was recording last night is talk about the songs that I was really into in January. Since I post a lot of my music on this channel, I figured it was let's talk about music, because I keep a track of all the songs I'm really into at any given time on my desktop. So yeah. Anyways, in around mid-January, I fell down a hole in YouTube of weird indie music and shit, and I found some cool artists that I like. I found Kai Dreams, and he does a lot of really cool music. I haven't heard too much of his stuff yet, but I'm interested to hear more, and I found out that Maroon 5 did a Pure Imagination cover, and it's actually really good, so you should check that out. I was really into this song by Biba Doobie, Everest. And pretty much all her stuff I really like, so. I also found this kind of meme song called We Tennis by 420 Unlovable and Splash Daddy. Honestly, it's kind of a bop. There's an observation I made recently about indie music and shit. So, I found this little music video for Isle of Dogs with this song that was in the movie, right? And I thought that it was just another indie song because it has that kind of sound, and then I look it up to find the lyrics, and it's from fucking 1966, and then I realized, hey, indie music just sounds like old music. We just like old music, and we're just calling it something different. The title of that is I Won't Hurt You by the West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band. So, whatever, I guess. When I got into that, it was also around the time that I got really into Cavetown. For a while, I'd only really heard one song from him, in late 2018, but then I found some more of his, and I'm looking forward to listening to more. I really liked Talk to Me, the last documentation I have here. I'm still really into Green by Cavetown. I love that a lot. Still into Talk to Me. One night I kind of fell down another hole of the Megamind soundtrack, so I've just been listening to, Highway to Hell by AC/DC, Bad to the Bone, George Thorogood, that type of stuff. Because, Megamind is fucking everything. Can't tell me it's not, bitch. And yeah, and that's music.
So yeah, that was January, and I'm looking forward to February. It's gonna be Lego Movie 2 time. I'm really nervous. I want it to be good, but when I saw that gif of Batman doing the floss, I didn't really have any hope anymore. So let's just, let's all group together and pray, and, yeah, just, yeah. I'll see you at the end of February. Peace out. Skin eating ASMR.